All right, so let's focus on adding and subtracting integers. Now let's get right into it. You can use red, yellow counters, the 2-color counters, or you can use bingo chips to teach this. Before we get into actually adding the integers, let's talk about what a zero pair is. So a zero pair is when you have a positive and a negative together. So I have one positive and one negative, and they cancel each other out. And we call that a zero pair because when you combine them together, it creates 0. So that zero pair goes in the sea of zeros. Okay, so since we have that figured out, let's start off with our first problem. So if we have 5 plus -3. Okay, so yellow is going to represent positive, red is going to represent negative. I need 5 positive chips. Alright, so I have 5 positive chips and I need 3 negative chips because I am adding the 5 positive with the 3 negative. Alright, I have shown 5 plus -3. Now, to figure out my answer, I first need to remember that concept of zero pairs. Remember, a positive and negative combined together gets you 0. So it will go in the sea of zeros. Wow, I had 3 zero pairs. So what I'm left with is 2 positive chips. So that means that 5 plus -3 is a positive 2. Okay, let's try another example. -2 plus -4. All right, so I am adding negative and negative. So I have 2 negatives and I'm combining it with 4 negatives. All right, and when I look for my zero pairs, I don't see any because they're all negatives. So that means that -2 plus -4 is -6. All right, let's try another one. +5 plus +5. Okay, that's pretty simple, but just in case you don't believe me, let's get 5 positives and combine it with 5 more positives. All right, and they're all positive, so that means 5 plus 5 is +10. But we already knew that. Don't let the fact that you see that you're dealing with integers now erase all you know about basic addition, okay? All right, let's try a couple more. -8 plus 5. So we need 8 negative. Okay, we have 8 negative, and now we need 5 positive. All right, now let's see what cancels each other out. We got our 0 pairs, 0 pairs, 0 pairs, 0 pairs, and 0 pairs. So now I look here to see my answer. Well, I have 3 negative chips. So -8 plus 5 is -3. I hope that's making some sense to you. Let's try another problem and then let's see if we could figure out the answer before we show our work. -4 plus 7. All right, so I'm going to have 4 negatives. Then I'm going to have 7 positives. All right, and now we got to get our 0 pairs because they cancel each other out. They're going to go in the sea of zeros. Okay, and I'm left with 3 positive chips. So -4 plus 7 is +3. Wow, who knew that added integers could be so fun? All right, we have +9 plus -10. So I'm going to get 9 positive. Okay, and then I'm going to get 10 negatives. Okay, before we start doing, anyone has a guess of what 9 plus -10 is? All right, lock in your guess. Let's see what it is. Let's get these 0 pairs out the way. So we're left with this 1 negative chip. So 9 plus -10 is -1. If you got -1, give yourself a pat on the back. -7 plus -1. Okay, so I'm going to have 7 negatives and combine it with 1 negative. But let's see if we can lock in what we think our answer is going to be. All right, got an idea? Now let's show it and see. 7 negatives and 1 negative. I don't see any 0 pairs. So -7 plus -1 is -8. If you got that answer, go ahead and dust off your shoulders. You're getting it. Now, let's talk about subtraction. So, subtraction is the inverse of addition. So, let's keep that in mind. Okay? If you see something that says 0 minus 5, okay, this is saying that you are adding a -5. So 0 minus 5 is the same thing as 0 plus -5. Okay, so 0 minus 5 is the exact same thing as 0 plus -5. So I'm going to have 0 chips, then I'm going to have -5. Combine it with 5 negatives. I don't have any 0 pairs, so 0 minus 5 is -5. Okay? When you are doing subtraction, it's the inverse of addition. Okay, so we're going to be inverting the equations for subtraction first. A major way that people remember how to do the addition equation is they usually keep, change, flip. You keep the first number, what you're subtracting from. You change the operation from subtraction to addition, and then whatever is here, you flip it into its opposite. That's how we got 0 plus -5. Same exact thing as 0 minus 5. All right, let's get some practice with this. 6 minus 8. Okay, remember subtraction is the inverse of addition. So this is the same as saying 6 plus negative 8. All right, so let me get my positive 6, and now I'm going to get my negative 8. All right, and now let's get these 0 pairs because they cancel each other out. And I am left with 2 negatives. So 6 minus 8 is negative 2. Okay, let's try this next one. We have 6 minus negative 4. Okay, take some time and see if you can figure out the addition inverse of this equation. So 6 minus negative 4 is the same thing as 6 plus positive 4. And we know that pretty simply because we just get 6 positives and then we get 4 positives. So 6 minus negative 4 is the same thing as positive 10. Ooh, I think you might be getting the hang of this. All right, next up we have 2 minus 10. Ooh, that's a smaller number minus a big number. I know I'm probably going to get a negative because of that. But let's just write that inverse, equate that inverse expression. So this is the same as saying 2 plus negative 10. So I'm going to have my 2 positives. And then I'm going to have my 10 negatives. Okay, now let's get rid of those sea of zeros because they cancel each other out. And I see that 2 minus 10 is negative 8 because I have 8 negatives left. All right, now we're going to keep learning about adding and subtracting integers, but let's talk about it on a number line. It's another way that we can look at it. So with the thing about a number line, with subtraction, you can use the subtraction equation and don't have to convert it to addition inverse, or you don't have to convert it to its inverse to do it on a number line. So let's stick with 2 minus 10, okay? I'm starting off at positive 2. This operation right here tells me which face I am facing. So imagine that you are this person on this number line, okay? So we're pretending like this is a human number line, and we're going to stand at the 2. That operation subtraction tells me I'm going to face the negatives, and then that 10 is going to let me know that I'm going to go forward 10. So if I do that, but remember, forward means where I'm facing. So I'm facing the negatives, so I'm going forward negatively 10 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Oh wow, so I ended up at negative 8, which is what we had. But let's say our problem that we got was 2 plus negative 10. We already know we're going to get the same answer, but let's see how this will work on using the number line. I'm at positive 2, but this is a negative 10. So that negative tells me I'm going backwards 10. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And I get negative 8. Okay, we'll do some more to help us with this. Just remember that when you are using the number line, this first number, it tells you where to start. The operation tells you direction to face. And then this tells you whether to go forward or backwards. Okay, so remember, start, direction to face, forward or backwards. All right, let's try it out. Negative 5 minus 3. All right, remember, this tells me where to start. So I'm starting at negative 5. This operation is telling me where to face, direction to face. So I'm going to face the negatives. And then this 3, because it's negative 5 minus 3, this 3 is going to tell me to go forward that way. So whether to go forward or backwards. Since this is just 3, I'm going to go forward that direction I'm facing. So I'm going to go forward to the negatives. Okay, so negative 5, going to go forward to the negatives because that's where I'm facing. So we got 1, 2, 3. All right, based off of that, negative 5 minus 3 is negative 8. Now let's check that with the chips. In order to check that with the chips, we have to write its inverse equation. So negative 5 minus 3, I keep negative 5, change subtraction to addition, and that 3 becomes negative 3. Okay, these are the same exact thing, just inverse of each other. All right, now I'm gonna get my 5 negatives, and I'm gonna get my 3 negatives. Oh wow, there's no 0 pairs, so negative 5 minus 3 is negative 8, which is exactly what we got down here. Wow. All right, if you haven't caught on the number line one yet, it's okay. We're gonna do more practice so that we can understand it. All right, 4 plus negative 1. This tells me where to start. So I'm gonna start at 4. This tells me what direction to face. So I'm going in the direction, I'm gonna face the direction to face. So I'm going to face the positives, and then negative 1. That means I'm going to go backwards 1 because it's negative. So I'm gonna go backwards 1. So I'm facing the positives and I'm going to go backwards 1. So I'm at 3. Let's check that with the integer chips. Okay, this is already an addition problem, so I don't need to write its inverse because we like it to be addition, not subtraction, when dealing with adding and subtracting integers. So we have 4 positives and a negative. Take that 0 pair away, and I'm left with positive 3, which is exactly what we got down here. Yay! Okay, so this one is -5 minus -5. So I start at -5. Okay, I'm going to face the negative direction. And then I'm going to go backwards from the negatives 5 spaces. Backwards. 5. It's because I remember I'm facing the negatives. So going backwards from the negatives is going this way. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right, it says that -5 minus -5 is 0, but let's really test these out with the chips. So this is a subtraction problem. We have to convert it to its inverse. So that's -5 plus 5. Okay, -5. And I'm combining it with 5 positives. I think we might know what this equals. These 0 pairs go over here. All right, -5 plus 5. Uh-oh. Un momento, I need another marker. -5 plus 5, or -5 minus -5 is 0. All right, let's try 3 minus 9. See if you can figure out what that one will equal. All right, on a number line, this 3 is where I start. The negatives, this minus is where I'm going to face, so I'm facing the negatives. And then this 9 means I'm going forward. Okay, that means I'm going forward to those negatives. So going forward 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 to the negatives. All right, so we should get -6. Well, let's see. Let's write the inverse expression. 3 plus -9. These are saying the same exact thing. Have 3. And then we need 9. All right, now get those 0 pairs out of here. And while look at there, we're left with 6 negatives. So 3 minus 9 is -6. All right, try one more on your own. Okay, it's already an addition problem. So we don't need to write its inverse because we want it to be addition. -3 is where I'm starting. Where I'm looking is the positives, and this is a positive 10, so I'm gonna go forward in the positives direction, 10 spaces. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, let's see if I get the same answer, 7, positive 7, with the chips. I have 3 negatives, and I'm going to have 10 positives. All right, then I'm going to get these 0 pairs out of here. hey, -3 plus 10 is +7. All right, hopefully that was helpful for you. If you have any questions about adding and subtracting integers, I am an open book. Please ask, and I'll give you maybe a part 2 so we can have more practice on this skill and maybe focus heavily on the subtraction so that we can get good at writing the inverse expression of subtraction. All right, bye.